Okay, today's a lesson on Get Out. There was another video, link in the description, where it's more of a performance, sort of playing along with it. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I did that. And there's tab on screen there. If you want to download, there's a link below and a link in that one as well. Okay, let's talk guitar tone. Guitar tone, Marshall JCM 800. I'm using the Fractal today. I added a super overdrive to give it a little bit of saturation and that typical tighten up the low end. I didn't want a tube screamer because I thought it was too many mids in that one. I heard a little bit less mids in the guitar tone. Recording on the play along, which is in the other video, the main riff was just slightly off center, and then the chorus I double tracked and did sort of more a hard left and a hard right, which is what they did on the original. All right, let's start with that main riff. Oh, just finally on guitar tone, I had it completely dry, no reverb, no delay, nothing. So it's a... Okay, and that works a lot better when you're doing those staccato type of riffs that the intro, the main riff, I suppose, has, and just in recording in general, dry works well, just our sort of Nuno Bettencourt, right? Okay, the song starts with a C-sharp 5, but you add the 5th on the bottom. So you're at the 4th fret on the A string, but you're going to put your first finger down on the bottom string as well. So you get... Okay, hit it once and then sort of slide it down. That main riff. Okay, so bottom E and then up onto the A and bottom string, which is my 3rd finger there. Because then I'm going to skip up to the 4th fret on the D string. Then 3rd fret on the A. Then he's going to hit the bottom E, but he only does it the first 2 times in the whole song. And then he plays the A string. So let's look at it the first 2 times. So we've got... So you've got that kind of a shape there. Then you move that down a fret and sort of down a set of strings. Okay, so A is 4, G is 3, D is 2. Okay. All right. Okay, picking wise, whatever you're comfortable with. My right hand is terrible. So it was tricky for me to get nice and clean, okay? But I start, because the first bottom E comes in off the beat, I started with an upstroke. And then did the 5th fret there with a downstroke. It's pretty much all alternate picking, except for the last 2 notes. I think I did 2 upstrokes in a row. Okay, after the first 2 times, as I said, the riff is exactly the same, but instead of hitting the bottom E, he does a pull off on that 3rd fret to open A. All right. All right, next part. All right, really nice. 2 open A's, just the A string, C on the 3rd, and then we're doing a C-sharp 5, just a 2-finger version. Okay, and then we're going to be palm muting on the 4th fret there, but you're bringing in the flat 5 in the octave. So 5th fret, 6th fret. Okay, now I play with my 3rd and pinky's the most comfortable. It doesn't really matter which fingers you use, okay? Okay, again, follow the tab on screen in the other video, or I'll link below for the specific number of palm mutes and stuff like that on the 4th fret. Okay, then we're going to go down to a G and F sharp on the bottom string, so 3rd fret, 2nd fret. Okay, that kind of idea. We go back to that beginning chord. Again, the exact palm mutes and everything, just look at the tab on the other one. Tricky part there, I suppose, when you get to the end of the song, really that part is going around and around and around, unless you're used to doing this sort of thing with your right hand. Your right hand gets a little bit tired, so as usual, it's just something you can practice and warm up to. That's broadly the main parts in the song. It goes back to that main riff. Okay. The second time we go into that sort of chorusy, it just starts with a... It just starts straight on the C sharp there. Okay, then to the same part. Okay, one thing to look out for, actually, on the whole song, and again, this is sort of notated in the tab, is the time signature. It goes sort of between a 4/4 and a 6/4 kind of feel. Now, I would almost guarantee they're not counting this. It's a feel thing. So I notated it a certain way, as in 4/4 bar of 4/4, bar of 6/4, those sorts of things in certain parts. So you could put it as almost like a 10/4 or some other way to count it. Sometimes when you're doing how many notes are in a bar, how many subdivisions, it's almost a little bit subjective. So I did it there so you can pay attention to it, but it's more a feel thing, I think, at the end of the day. So anyway, good luck with that. Again, check out the tabs on the other video or linked below if you do pick that up. Thank you very much. Get out from Faith No More. Good luck. See you next time.